Good morning, everybody. Today is day 137. It is June 21st, 2023, and it is 6 a.m. Okay, so why am I up so early? Well, for starters, I didn't really sleep anyway. I would say I've probably been awake since about 2:30 this morning. So I just laid there in bed and waited for my husband to get ready for work, for him to leave, so I can come out here because you guys know the garage is loud. And as you know, today is trash day, so had to get that out of here. Gotta make sure I remember to bring that in. Hopefully we don't have high winds today. I have not checked the weather. Let's see, I'm at 1.6. I'll incline up to 15, and then I'll go up to speed. I am wearing thicker pants. I thought it might be a little chilly out here this morning. Plus, my thinner pants are getting a little too big. Just enough to where I don't trust them if they don't have a drawstring. That's 1.8. We'll just take it up to 2. I think today is not a 2.1 or 2.2 morning. So, well, you guys know the discussion I had yesterday. Usually I don't make my topics that heavy, but I did, and kind of came to an agreement with my husband, and we made a decision. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's just not sitting well with me. I think mainly because even if a person kind of, and I told you it could be a group of people, well, it's harder even if it's two of you to help a group of people, but if a person puts himself in a certain situation, there's a point that you just don't want to see them go below. Sometimes it's needed, you know, it's necessary, but it still doesn't sit well with you, because it's not like you're, actually, this thing is a little too slow. It's not like you're trying to teach them a lesson. You know they're about to learn one, but you definitely aren't the one trying to teach it to them. And some things people just have to like learn on their own. But there's always going to be that one thing at some point where they get really low, you know, lower than, I don't know, I was actually like disgusted, you know, not with the person but the situation, and it just doesn't sit well with me. It actually made me sick to my stomach. So decision was made phone call, and I know that's part of the reason why I didn't sleep, besides the fact that I don't really sleep anyway. And I got to thinking, I was like, you know what, this morning, well actually yesterday, last night, my husband asked me to run an errand this morning, and he was going to try and make it before I walked, and so that, you know, I would already be dressed and I could just run to the errand, come back real quick. But I was like, in my own mind thinking this morning, as the hours went by, he was laying there sleeping. Believe me, he needs it. And I think we all do. There's resting in their sleep, right? And I was like, I just want to walk on the treadmill today, run my errand. Kind of don't care about the trash can, but I can't leave it out there. They're coming later than what they usually do. They used to come pretty early. And so now they actually come later, like later than what you expect. And it's been like that for a while. But when that time comes and they're not here, you're just like, okay, is it going to get later and later? So I have no clue. But I'm not expecting the trash people anytime soon today. And even though I took the allergy pill, my nose has been running all morning. So I am hoping, even though I'm sniffling, that that pill kicks in. And for some reason, I don't know, you guys. Side note, before I go on with what I was talking about, I came into my garage and I was like, why does it smell like onions? It smells like onions, mainly, and some type of peppers. Not like, I won't say not like a chili pepper, like a cross between a green pepper and onions. And my nose is not having it. Besides the fact that it just got hot, even though I can feel like a cool breeze in here. But yes, that smell has loaded into here, and no bueno, I'm not liking it. So I think I told you guys, you know, I'm very sensitive to smells. So yeah, I was just thinking, and I can taste it too. Plus, I really hope that's just a spider or pinch bug. It's way over there, but y'all know I got that spidey sense. Took the words from someone else, but sometimes it fits. So yeah, I'm like, whatever that is, I hope it can fly. And so, well, I mean, it's far, but I can still see it. So that also no bueno. But yeah, so I thought, what would I call today's topic? And I was just gonna call it I'm sad, but I'm sad and conflicted, truth be told. So, not saying something that has been stated. A couple of people watching this already know, and already know why. And just doesn't sit well with me. You know, then the question comes, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna stick to what you said, or where do you go from there? So, all I can say with trying to stay as close to not sound like I'm lecturing anyone, but just keep in mind your choice, whether you choose to, that your decisions affect other people. Not just when you live with them, but period. I was watching a long time ago, like years. It's been like 2, 3, maybe even 4 years ago. I love Sherlock Holmes on the, was it? I always get it mixed up. It's BBC and NBCC, right? The BBC channel. I think I just added extra B. But, and I talked about how, out of all the people I've seen play Sherlock Holmes, I really like Benedict. I don't know if it's Cumberbatch, I'm not sure. It's a very difficult last name to say. And there was a scene where he was searching for a lady. And sometimes, you know, in the show, the person is still alive when he finds him. Sometimes it's kind of a thought he has. Sometimes you wonder if it's like a spirit. Like the show has just a touch, just a teeny bit of that. Like, was she really even there? You know? But he was telling this woman, and I can't remember exactly. I don't know if it was the one where he figured out what happened based off of like her suitcase. I'm telling you, his art deduction is almost flawless. Now, a lot of people say, oh, I can poke holes all in that, but he's good. I wouldn't even try. I would just sit there and enjoy his skill, his technique. And I don't know, it was kind of something he was telling himself, because you know the general story of Sherlock, right? The things he struggled with and had to overcome. And the lady was there, or she wasn't, whether or not they made it seem like she kind of was, in a sense. So he was talking to her. I don't know if she like faded away, but the interesting thing he said to her was this: your life is not your own. I know this word is not going to be like, but this is what he said, if I remember correctly, and it shows the word he used. He told her it belongs to everybody. And you can't just think about yourself. So I think basically it was because of a choice she made. A lot of people were affected by it, and they were hurt, they were sad, they were worried for her. And he told her, you know, that's not fair. It isn't right. And I think it was just a message of, like, we're all connected, especially people you're really close to. And so I would actually have to watch it again, that episode, if I can find that part, write it down and read his exact words, but they were powerful. And I don't know how many people that would have touched. It touched me. Part of me is like that, for my own thoughts. Like, wait a second, you might not give a D, right? But what about everyone else? So, who's going to be hurt? Who's going to be sad? Who's going to be angry just by that one choice that you make? If it's going to affect you poorly, how's everyone else going to feel? Because if they really care, it's not going to sit well with them, even if the main thing they feel is anger. You know, especially if the behavior is consistent. It is consistently poor choices. With a slight few good ones in between. But often at times, like I said yesterday, you want to focus on the bad things that people do, or even that you do, because you don't want to beat yourself down. But on the other hand, you don't talk about the good things. Those aren't the problems. Those are things that need to be fixed. They're noted, whether it's stated or not. They're noted, at least from someone like me. So if I ever say anything, and you know me, and it's like, wow, that was really negative, believe me, every good thing about a person that can cross my mind does. Everything. And I think that's why I was just disgusted, just sick to my stomach, like, this is really about to happen. And if something else doesn't kick in. So, yeah, sad and conflicted. You know, you can do something, but will it actually help? And you know the answer is yes, but will it work? There's not just your side, there's the other person or people's part that they play. And sometimes you're like, come on now. This does not need to be a situation where, well, if I had chosen to take your help, or if I had chosen to take your advice, then yeah, it probably would happen that way. But it didn't. Then there's the so what. So from the other person. And from you, it's like, but every time, come on now. One of these times, you had to have actually wanted it to work out, whatever the situation was. And you wonder, did they? Or did they just want to complain? And in that case, I mean, you just think, okay, I wasted my energy, but it's not that I felt necessary or obligated. It comes down to maybe right, wrong, I don't know. It's just when it doesn't sit well with you, it just doesn't sit well. And I think that goes to just not only not wanting to see yourself fall below a certain point, but not wanting to see anyone else fall below a certain point as well. And every now and then, like I said yesterday, I kind of touched on it a little bit. It gets to the point where I don't know how to explain it. even if they're not there at that point, if they, especially if they say they are, then if you do actually help, then you hope through it all at the end of it, because something else is going to come up, right? It's bound to. You hope they see, like, wow, like I really was about to just say whatever, because that's my normal response with your help. But when you know there might be a whatever without it, and you know the gravity of the situation, how hard that's going to affect them, and you know how you feel about them. I don't care if you're like, I'm done helping. You know there's a chance, even if it's small, it's going to hit you. And I already knew. I cried yesterday, and I knew that was coming. So, I don't know. You know, my husband asked me how I feel this morning, and I said the same. It wasn't like this was like, you know, a couple weeks ago. And I know he knows that, but that's just how I felt. So, but yes, what the actor said in that TV show, like I said, Sherlock Holmes in that specific episode was like, boy, if other people that you know saw it like that, half the time maybe they wouldn't do things because they may not care how it affects them, or may not have even have given it a thought, but they look at you and are like, I can't do that to you, and then they will think, wait, I was about to do that to me. Oh my gosh. And reality kicks in. Woo, you guys, there is some type of dragonfly up in here. I am tempted to lower down this treadmill, like to decline it. I wonder if it flew in from the other garage. I don't know. This towel might be staying in my hand. It's over there, and I'm like, if I pause and go squat it and come back, then we might be at a little war. I might have to get it in there and close the door. But I'm sweating too, so make the whole towel anyway a little bit. But yes. So usually, like I said, my topics are usually like generic, happy. Usually there's a motivational message at some point. If I remember, I want to do it every day, but I have been forgetting. That may not have seemed motivational, but all I can say is I wouldn't want that person feeling how I'm feeling. Because you don't try to sound selfish, but remember when I said yesterday, at some point they gotta care, and sometimes it's not about caring. You can still do what you need to do, what you're supposed to without caring. Care later, if you care at all. Just get it done. Emotions only play a part when you need to make a good decision and do what you need to do, right? It doesn't matter how you feel about it, it still has to be done. But if they could see you, not that you want them to be hurting anymore or be sad or sadder, it's just like you are not just affecting yourself. And if you can see half of the thoughts, now of course if they can see all of them, they see the anger, that make them angry, and bam, you're clashing again, right? But just so that they consider, even if they're not going to take into consideration enough to stop themselves this time, if they think back to the last time, even if it's just word of mouth and they hear, like, they know you're always rooting for them. You know, even if it, like I said, if the third party said, but they really were affected by it. And you never know what the other person is going to say or think. Well, then why did they help? Like, or why did they help more or sooner? And of course, by then, they should know the answers to the question. It was them. So, like I said, I guess maybe I'm beating myself up some, but you can even only do that so much. So, if it comes, what would it be? Guilt? I don't know. Whatever you want to call it, get through it. Let it pass. And just kind of hope for the best. I always said, I never said I was the best solution anyway. Just, I try, I research, I put in effort. Never said you were going to come out on top every time, but you wouldn't be at the level that you're at. If you want to go up, I'm capable. If you're going to put in your piece, your half, then let's do this, let's go. And it'll get done somehow. So, it may not be something someone wants to hear that they play a part in their own progression and success, but I'm not saying anything that they don't know or that they haven't thought about, even if it hasn't been lately. Even if it seems like that's never their thought, they have to thought at least once. So, I've just been hoping. Another word that I've been doing, I won't say because, like I said, I'm not trying to have a controversial topic. So, hoping, wishing, anything you can think of. And hoping that it turns into a physical thing. Something good, positive. I don't know. Sometimes all you can try to do is send good vibes in that direction. But I know what I would be thinking. Good vibes are good, but I need help. But this is going to sound like, wow, I don't know. Maybe it won't sound arrogant. I went and hopefully I haven't put someone in that position. I always said that if there's nothing else you can do for someone, the best way you can help them, because you know sometimes they need help, they have to. They don't always have everything put together, or they do, but they don't always have the strength you think they have. And by the time you see the situation, you're like, oh wow, I can understand it. If I was going through that, I would feel the same way. But I think that, I don't know. I know I was going somewhere with that, but there was a good point I was going to make. And I kind of feel like I'm just walking. I kind of feel like I'm not even really touching the treadmill that much. But I did say these shoes, these are the multicolored ones that they have more cushion. And with those all-foot cushion socks, or max cushion now that they call them, socks, it really does feel like you're walking on air. You're just like, so, I guess I'm kind of comfortable too up here in them. So yeah, train of thoughts kind of in and out. Plus, of course, I'm watching, but I think it flew back in there. Yeah, I gotta watch it, because if they can bite, if it bites me, I'll be broken out for a month or two, maybe longer. So yeah, gotta watch it. Just kind of looking over there, peeking. But yeah. So we are at 24 minutes, 0.82 seconds. Distance, 0.82. Let's start all over. 24.11 for time, and 183 for distance, 88.8 for calories. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts from yesterday. And I don't know, maybe I got just enough sleep to where I don't actually feel sleepy. And I know I said before, with me getting more energy, I was like, what is that? I thought that was like the light. See, it came over me. It came over here. Oh my gosh. Okay. It snuck up on me too. Didn't I just say I wonder where it was? Okay, no, this is not happening. Wait a second, y'all. Hold on. Oh, it landed. Okay. Where are we at? We at 25 minutes. Nope. Nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Give me a second, y'all. No, no, no. You're like, are you serious? Yes. Hold on. Hold that thought. Okay. I'm back. It's up here in this light and still alive. So hopefully it stays up there because I think it tried to get out and it couldn't. And so I took the broom and tried to scare it out. And yeah, that didn't work. But yes, I told y'all I was serious. I was like, am I gonna cut that part? No, we got 15 minutes. Let me get back up to speed. I do not play, you guys, I'm telling you. Luckily, it wasn't one of like the bigger dragonflies, you know, the orange or purple ones and big ones, because they like to hit you in the head. The orange ones will not do it as much. The purple ones will do it like more often, and like the black dragonflies, those come in like just boom, boom, boom. I don't know what you want to call them, not fireflies, but you know, just something to that extent. And those are usually, I don't want to say more so by water, but I thought I inclined it. Oh, I did incline it. 10 is not really that high. I really wish I started off with 10. All right, so we're at 15. I know I said that before. We're 1 minute in, and we're supposed to be up to, I was at 2.1, right? But yes. Okay, 1.9 is a little fast. Let me get my pace up. Okay, yeah, it's still, ooh. Let me, hold on. All right, as long as it stays up in there. And no, I've never been bit by a dragonfly, but I don't want to start. And I don't even know if that's what that's called because I know that it looks different. Depending on, I don't know, if there's different species, I'm assuming. The ones that are like I said, the purple, the orange, the black, look like they're in the same species of dragonflies. So I don't even know if that's what you would call that. Okay, one more check. All right, it's still up there. I don't know if it's stuck though. But I'm not getting bit. If it's possible to get bit by a doe, I do not need to find out that there's a cortisone medicated 5%. I'm already at 2%. So I think the ones in the stores are what, 1? So yeah. But that's so funny. I just said, oh, I wonder where it went. It was right here. Apparently Spidey sense kicked in a little bit late. All right, I think I'm good. Okay, we're at 2 minutes. So yeah, that was the first half of the talk. I don't know, you guys. Sometimes we say life, right? We just kind of leave it at that. It really is. It is a shame. But hopefully I made some good points. And whoever saw the first half of that video, ha ha ha. Yeah. If you watched this far, you saw what else just happened. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess people don't think that far ahead. And like I said, the overall message was it doesn't just affect you. Okay, I didn't say you have to care about my feelings. Okay. But they're there. They're for you. So, you know, you're not asking for, like I said, it's not about gratitude. It's not about like you feel entitled to their gratitude either. It's just, you're in their corner and there really is only so much you can do. And I just wish, like I said before, I wish people realize how precious time is. You can't get it back. And I mean, still breathing, you have time to move forward. But some things don't take that much time. Like I said, it's something that is always going to come up at some point. And for me, I just like to have the least amount of, no issues, but teeny problems that I would have to deal with at one time. But yes, and I think I also touched on the fact where I said, that I've said before, I've told people this, you know, you might see someone, that's another good point that I had made, that doesn't often need help, like hardly ever, at least from the outside in, it doesn't look like it, possibly, or maybe if that is the case. And the one time they do, they're like, man, I'm in my own situation, I really wish I could help them. And that's appreciated, you know. But the thing is that, okay, if there really is nothing that you can do, you know, or they're usually a person that handles things themselves, just, you can help them by not needing their help, especially not if they're going through something. So, all different points of views. And my glasses are slipping, my face is like super sweaty, but it shouldn't matter. You know, everyone's different. Like I said yesterday, you get tired of hearing that. Like, there's a baseline to everything. Well, a lot more like than people think. So, like I said, and yesterday, what did I say? If it applies to me, it applies to you. You know, that is one thing that actually is on the side of like a pet peeve where it kind of irks me. It's like, really? You're not even really that hard on yourself. You know? But we'll be quick to look at what they think you should be doing, especially if it's for them. So that is annoying. I'm gonna put that out there. That is. I couldn't possibly be the only person on the face of the planet that feels like that. So, yes. What happens next, I don't know. Setting me up a general idea of a time frame, it really doesn't help. The more information you get, the worse it is. Even if it hits you for a split second, you feel bad at some point, and then even if it goes away, nothing can really stop what's about to happen. You're gonna say the person can, that's in the situation. Well, yeah, but there has to be some ways out. I was thinking yesterday also, for 7 minutes, options, choices. You know, there's those 3 C's, right? Choices, chances, consequences. I used to say, if you do the first 2 right, as right as you can, then a lot of times you don't have to face the 3rd C, which is consequence. And then I remember that I was hearing like, someone's like, oh, sometimes consequences are good. Not that the person learns their lesson, but I was like, I didn't see that in the definition. When you read the definition of a consequence, it sounds like it's a bad thing, right? So I don't know, maybe that person did mean it that way, and I'm like, I remember reading that. I always have to go back and look at the definition to see if there are actually what's called a good consequence and bad. And not on the level of, like I said, hold the person out that they learned their lesson, they won't do that again. Not like that, but I mean actually good. In a positive way. Because you never want to see someone fall flat in their face, basically. Right? But so far as I know, by definition, from what I remember, it's a bad thing. And the chances and opportunities are pretty much kind of the same thing, right? Or they work together. You get a chance to take an opportunity. Opportunities are there. Sometimes you look hard for them, sometimes you don't. And then sometimes you don't have the chance for the opportunity, but when you do, I say take it. That's just me. I don't know, I'm just saying, like I said, these are personal life lessons. And remember, you're like, well, you did say at the beginning, Like I said, it's always going to be one person, whether you know them well or not, it's going to feel a certain way about what you're saying. But I did say in the beginning that I was sad and conflicted, or I'm sad and conflicted. I, keyword. So the things that I said yesterday and today are not directed at specific people. It's not broad and in general. It's just that if you feel it fits you, then it does. I didn't specifically say a name. So, like I said, no matter what you say, people are going to take it a certain way anyway, right? And it's always the fact of, oh, it got out. Oh, no, it didn't. So there's something else in here. Great. I just saw something else floating. But, yeah, that's my overall thoughts. So, we have a little less than 4 minutes. Because I am not doing the first 25 minutes again. No. I didn't have time. I should have a message, hopefully by text. My voicemail box, kind of working on it still. I've emptied some, but I still have like 7 saved messages. So, good thing I remember how to skip them. But yes, it should be a text. And then, but I am going to clean up first. So, I know, even though I stopped for a couple minutes, that I'm going to give a general time. Let's see, when I stop, I think, since I started like right at 6 a.m., that I'm going to finish around like 6:45-ish, maybe. So yeah. And I do know I have an appointment coming up next week. Can't remember what day. Gotta look at the time. Hopefully, I set it for 10. I would really rather walk first, get cleaned up and go. But I had to see. If I can't, just do it when I get back. And like I said, sometimes I think I wish I would just come out here earlier. And sometimes that's why. Things that will be floating around, crawling around, have usually vacated your premises by the time it's 12 or 1 o'clock or 10. So I came in here and did a full, as much as I could, inspection before I even got even close over here. Because up here, I'm in a slightly vulnerable state, somewhat. But you saw, I didn't even wait for the treadmill to go down. I was like, no, I don't think so. It was going down, and I just hopped off. So yeah, but that is my main topic for today. I just gotta get back into it. Something positive, something, I don't know, my husband told me that my walks are motivational, or some other word, inspiring, some word he used. And from some words I got a couple days ago, I would say maybe they are. Just the fact that I'm up here trying, sweating up a storm at that, right? To the point where I keep thinking something's crawling on my arm. Once it's there, that scream you saw is nothing. I'll almost break my neck if I looked down and saw that there was something actually on my arm. Oh my gosh. And it wouldn't matter what it was, except for a fly. But, I don't play with bugs, no. It's not for me. I am almost there. I have, it says 13 minutes, 20 seconds, so a read off. 0.44 for distance, plus whatever I watched before this, I don't even remember. Calories, I do kind of remember. I was coming up on 90. And so, I'm coming up on 50. So by the time I finish, I'm going to count calories total to be, let's see, 90 and 50 would be like, what, 140? That would be a general idea. And distance, I don't know if I was coming up on a mile just yet, but combining this distance with the other one, I would say yes. And I'm combining it because I'm at 14 minutes and 3 seconds, so I'm almost done. But yes, that's just a thought. And I think saying that, I think I did finish this thought though. You know, you ever notice how either the person that doesn't say much or you stay quiet for a long time, you ever say anything for a long time, no matter which one you are, the minute you say something, oh my gosh, it's like you, I don't know, I don't even know what to compare that to. Like you did something terribly wrong. But you just kind of roll with it. I've said it before, some people are overly opinionated. And I know, for the walk, you know, all sorts of opinions, thoughts, favorite movies, stuff like that. That's just in general. Likes and dislikes. You know, like I said, usually the talk that I did today and yesterday, I don't usually go that heavy in. Every now and then I think about my brother, and I mention him, but I usually steer away from where I was at. So if you consider that kind of controversial, that's probably controversial, so I'm going to get. But yes, we are done. 15 minutes, 37 seconds, 0.52 for distance, and 56.2 for calories. I'm going to stop, and I'm going to take some sips of water here. Should be stopping pretty quick. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's just lowering it now. And laundry's going to have to wait. Either in the dryer or already taken out. Actually, maybe already put away. I think I was supposed to start in the load and I didn't. Super early to come out here. But as you can see, it was already daylight once I got out here. But yes, I am going to, remember I said assess the situation and go in the opposite direction? I meant that. Okay, so I'm gonna get out of here, and I just hope everyone's doing well. If not, I hope things get better. Yeah, I can't really say too much more. I don't want to talk in circles. I don't know. I guess overall, last thoughts would be your difficult times are not just yours. So I personally try not to cause them because I know who will worry, and whether they care or not. I'm gonna say if you're worried or doesn't mean you care. For some people, no. They're kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say more tough skin, but it all depends on the person, like how they would see it. You might be like, oh no, that's what that's called, and you just don't want to say it. But you might actually think the other way too. So whichever way you feel about it, yes, and try to go through life as often as you can without them. I mean, there's enough things that can happen that's out of your control. So I personally just am trying to not make things worse. So yeah, that's just, like I said, yesterday and today's talk was about my personal life lessons and just some thoughts, some feelings. I don't know. Sometimes you have people to talk to, and sometimes it just, I guess, has to come out like one more time. So yeah, now it's on the net. But like I said, I'm not a robot. So what do people expect? But I will see you guys tomorrow. And I'm thinking, I've been debating, I really have been thinking about like a really good topic. And so something, I don't know. I'll see. I have what, at least 24 hours, unless I come out here after 6, which I probably will tomorrow. And I don't know what in the world I'm gonna come up with, but I'll try and come up with something. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye you guys.